Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday, or whenever you're watching this, because this is a bonus episode. Welcome to Finish the Story. I am your host, Keegan Ray. I am joined here today with our guest, Mr. Tommy Amado. How you doing, bro?
Hi, Keegan. It's my pleasure, brother. Can't wait to see how this comes out, man.
Yeah, you already know it's low energy when you come in and I'm napping.
Yeah. He was catching flies, heads back.
Dude,
so
I
a
gotta
few
say,
things come in and go out at the same time.
yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've traveled with the girls, so it's
Yeah.
like it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Like we were walking across Savannah today, and your sister was asking. She was like, where should we go? And I was like, I don't know, because the last time I did this, I didn't have two babies, my mother-in-law. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm used to just bebopping around the
watering hole. I used to be drunk on the floor.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, what street can we walk down? Yeah, and then we didn't realize that like the walk back from lunch was like 35-minute walk.
Yeah, well,
Fucking
you
killed
chose that. You're from here. Magellan over here made him and the girl walk a half hour with the babies.
Yeah,
a half hour in this excruciating weather.
I know. I was fucking envying the girls. The babies had the fan on them. We took them to the beach, which was cool.
That's cool. Yeah,
They did
I heard
good.
they were very active.
Have you ever been
Yeah.
to Savannah? Is this your first time?
First time. And
Really?
I'm thinking about moving down here, brother.
Okay,
You know?
so where are you from? You
I
were
am
born
from the South Shore of Boston, called Weymouth, Massachusetts. 2 towns away from Boston. It goes Dorchester, Quincy, Weymouth. So it was like 10, 15 minutes for me to get to Boston. I used to spend a lot of time there. I worked there for a while. Worked at a bar. Was a bartender there, and then they decided to make me, the house MC for their comedy, because I said, "Hey, can I start a show here?" And they said, "Absolutely. All right, let's do it." So it was a backroom comedy show at Daisy Buchanan's, and all the veterans in town would be like, "This is fucking insane, dude. I mean, there's people everywhere. Nobody's listening." So if you could hold the attention of a Daisy Buchanan's
staple.
audience for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you were God.
Dude, but that does feel good. When you're at a bar show and it's like a battle and you do get people's attention, that
Yes.
feels great.
And the bar wasn't even in the room. I had the back room,
Yeah.
So I called it the backroom comedy show, and that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's where I started. Then my sister got wrapped up in a bad marriage with a heroin junkie. I don't know if you ever heard about that. Well, actually, I think it was more like heroin, crack, coke, meth,
damn.
whatever he could get his fucking hands on.
Jeez, I was about to
So,
say, he's just a drug addict.
yeah.
At that point,
So-
I don't think he had like a favorite.
So my sister calls me. I got 3 comedy rooms running, right? I got one in Weymouth, and I got one
Yeah.
in Boston, and I had another one in Whitman. And all 3 rooms basically had to abruptly close down because my sister called up and said that one of them called the other. I'm paraphrasing because I have a feeling I'm going to screw this story up. We'll fix it later. My sister called my other sister and said, "There's a man who's wanted, and look, that's a composite sketch. Put it on Channel 4. That looks just like your husband." And my little sister goes, "Oh my God, that is my husband." And he was going around of jewelry stores and robbing them, but just being like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting married. I was going to look at your rings, I hope he did it as a gay guy too. I really do, because fuck that cunt. Anyway, he would go to all of these different places, counties, and rob them, and run through the mall, and that's all they had was a composite sketch back in 1998.
Oh my God.
Like they didn't have cameras then.
That's crazy.
So my sister
crazy.
my sister calls me up, and she's just like, "Yeah, this is the situation." I'm like, "I'm coming down. I'm going to stay with you." I said, so I got down there and I helped him out of the house, and that was about it. And I think my favorite part about it is like we had my niece Jenna was like really, really small, and this guy, we're finding as we're moving her out of that house into another, we're finding crack pipes throughout the house.
Jesus
and I'm just
Christ.
like, "Hey, look at that! I found a crack pipe."
Jesus
She's like, "Put that
Christ.
down! Don't let Jenna see it! Don't let Jenna see it!" I'm like, "Found another one!
Yeah.
Found another one!"
We had an uncle like that. We had an uncle that, like, I vividly remember that Uncle Robin was just sleepy as a kid. You know what I mean? I was just like, dude, he's always on the couch chilling. And then later, as I got older, my dad was like, yeah, dude, he was like a pillhead. Like he was eating pain pills all the time. But that was my memory of him. Every time he came in, he was laying on the couch with a blanket. And he'd be like, yo, come over here and talk to me.
Keep me awake, man.
You're like, dude, Uncle Robin is itchy as fuck.
Who's got the Percocets? God damn it!
Yeah.
So anyway, from there, I ended up meeting a girl. Like I lived with my sister. I was doing the Mr. Mom thing, and he shows up, and he's a wanted man. in 5 different counties, right? So he shows up at the house in a gated community. He knew the guard of the guard shack very well, first name basis. So he knocks on the door. I open the door. His eyes are yellow. He's jaundiced. He's pale. He looks like a bag of garbage. And I said, he goes, "Yeah, I heard you were in town." I said, "Yeah, I heard you're a wanted man." He's like, "Yeah, can I see my daughter?"
Anytime there's any composite sketches, bad news, dude. Anytime that you have a sketch artist doing your likeness,
and then you get to critique it. My forehead's not that big, goddammit. Who the hell drew that? Hack.
Yeah.
Who that
you
guy's
have to
a hack?
send a fucking, you have to call up the station like, dude, who drew this?
So anyway, I said, "Yeah, you want to see your daughter? Go ahead. You got 15 minutes, you know." So we goes in. He starts playing with Jenna. He goes, "Jenna, let's go outside and make a snowman. You know, put your coat on, right?"
It's Boston. Yeah, it's cold.
So I looked at. No, it wasn't. I was back in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I came down here to live with my sister to take care of Jenna while she was working, and. Anyway, he's like, "Jenna, why don't you put your coat on? Let's go make a snowman." I said, "No, Jenna, you got the sniffles. No, don't do that. All right, I'll put your coat away." And I got this close to his face, and I said, "You ever try to pull that shit again, I swear to God, I'll beat you down in front of your daughter like I promised your wife I wouldn't. You got 5 minutes. Wrap it up." He's like, "Why are you going to be such a dick?" I said, "Do you think I want to be the one to blame when I see you driving away with my niece?"
Dude, right? You're like, I can't be the one that said okay as you kidnapped
I
your
thought
child.
he was just going to make a snowman, I swear to God.
You're like, now he's in an OJ chase.
Exactly. A wanted man.
Yeah, he's in a white Bronco. You're like, God damn it, all the red
Fugitive.
flags.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, you're like, dude, did you just use a crack pipe for that snowman's nose? What the fuck are you doing? So how long have you been living in Brooklyn?
So from there, I went to Brooklyn. So a buddy of mine's like, "Yeah, dude, this friend of ours, he's actually a huge fucking comic in Australia now, Al Del Benny, was moving out of this apartment, and Harry Corsell said, 'Dude, I heard you're looking for a place. So you want to come with me in Brooklyn?' I'm like, 'Absolutely.' Got there, it was like $600 for rent. It was like so cheap. It was a hallway, bedroom, kitchen, backyard, and that was it.
Whoa, you had
know
a
what I mean?
backyard?
Oh, it's great. I got the zucchinis, the tomatoes. Had a good time. Had a good time, man.
That's awesome.
You should have
dude.
seen the amount of sprinkler pipe that was in the basement that I cut up with a Sawzall and got it all out of the building, and I created a little office in the basement too. That was kind of cool. You know?
Damn.
So Brooklyn, that was back in 99 is when I wanted to leave. I got there in 2000. Then the fucking towers came down, and everybody's world came crumbling down as well as that. But yeah, that was all horrible timing. Then I moved back.
Where were you when this happened?
I was in Staten Island, and I got an awful story about that. I'm like breaking metal up, right? Because on September 10th, I think it was on a Tuesday, I forget, doesn't matter. I was working like 3 blocks away from the towers, and I was measuring up these big metal panels. Now, I'm a sheet metal worker by trade, so that's what I was doing. I was, measuring up for sheet metal, but sheet metal by trade is making ductwork, installing ductwork for HVAC systems. But we were just desperate for work at that point, so he was like, "Get on there, measure these stainless steel panels, and we'll glue them back up and whatever." I said, "Okay." So I did that, and then September 11th, I come into my where I work in Staten Island, and I hear my boss go, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "What?" I go in. He goes, "Some meathead just rode his fucking Piper Cub into the side of the." He thought it was a Cessna. We all thought it was a Cessna.
Oh yeah, that is what they said at first.
So some meathead just fucking plowed into the side of the building, and we're watching. And then, as we're watching, we see the other plane from the other side.
Isn't it crazy that you got to see it like on live
watched
TV?
it live, but here's the fucked up part about it. I see it hit, see the explosion, and then I heard the explosion a second and a half later from Staten Island because the sound had to travel.
Oh, shit.
And I felt it in my chest. It
Oh,
was like a
my
rumble.
God.
And my
The
boss
fucking
goes like
panic.
this. He goes, his brand spanking new fucking Chevy Stepside. He goes, "Nobody drives my truck, but you ain't getting off the island. Find a place to sleep. If you got to sleep in my truck, do that."
Yeah,
So
fuck.
that was crazy. So, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Just getting stuck everywhere.
So the horrible part
Put them
about it,
rollerblades on.
the horrible,
I'm fucking out of here.
the horrible part about it is I saw some girl at a bar like a week and a half later, and she's like, I was like, "Where were you?" She goes, "I was in the North Tower." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah." And then I was standing under the South Tower when the first one came down. And no, I'm sorry. Before that, she said the fire chief showed up and said, "What the fuck are all these people doing underneath this building? Everybody get the fuck out of the lobby now. Get the fuck out of here." And they did, because he knew something everybody else didn't know, that the tower was going to come down. And now today, there's some fucking fallacy. I'm sorry, what do they call it? Conspiracy. So like
You
listen,
might
I'm
have
not
had
going to
a little
add to it.
somebody called his phone.
I'm not going to add
him
to
out of
it.
there.
No, look, Keegan, I'm not going to add to it. But this is what I said to the girl. She goes, I said, that must be fucking horrible. She goes, yeah, I'm hearing fucking bodies landing on the ground outside.
Oof.
And she goes, where were you? I said, I was stuck on Staten Island. She goes, I'm so sorry.
You're like, you bitch.
So that from there, I went back to Boston. I'm sorry, we moved to Florida. I met my wife. We got married in 2008. And
Dude, checking the tattoo for the date is amazing.
so we got married on the 4th of July. We met on New Year's Eve.
Really?
We were married on the 4th of July, 2008. We met on New Year's Eve like 6 years earlier. And those 2 dates are not a mistake, man. She let me make the plans. You need a solid date for an anniversary that you're not gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
So I knew if I saw shit exploding and drunk people in the street, I'd be like, I got about 20 minutes to go find flowers and a beanie baby.
Yeah.
So that's
a good idea.
That's a stupid
good
joke.
plan.
Stupid joke. I had to get it in there. But yeah, from there, then I went to Florida, then I came back to Brooklyn. I went to Boston then, and I went back to Brooklyn.
How long have you been in Brooklyn now?
25 years off and on.
Jesus. Do you still like it? Or
Love it, dude. There's no way I'm leaving there unless it's in a box.
Really?
Yeah, I love fucking Brooklyn, dude. You have no idea.
I gotta come up. I've never been to New York.
It's got so many different vibes. You know what I mean?
That's what everybody says.
You
Everybody
can find
says
like your
shit
Bay
for
Ridge
everybody.
area where all the Trumpers are and racist assholes. You know what I mean? That spot that if you like that, you're into that, they got that for you. And then you got Williamsburg. Williamsburg is every hipster on the planet that's trying to prove that they're better than you. And then you've got really chill neighborhoods like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many different things. I didn't write it. Somebody told me a joke that said, how many Williamsburg hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb? And the answer is, you don't know. So I told that to a bartender, and he goes, I got a better one for you. He goes, how many lesbians does it take to screw in a light bulb? I said, I don't know. He goes, I find that offensive. I'm like, your joke's funnier than mine. But the best part about the Williamsburg was I told it to this woman. I said, I only had one bad reaction when I told that joke to someone. I said, what, you don't know? She goes, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm like, you're one of those people.
You're like, damn, you are it. How long have you been doing comedy there?
Oh, shit, I hate saying this. It's so embarrassing. I started back in the day with all the other boys from Boston, 93. Damn. 92 or 93, yeah. That's Patrice and Billy and fucking all the guys who were back there,
What was the home club back then?
Nick's. It was the Nick's Comedy Stop.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was Cambridge acts and there was Boston acts, and Boston was basically a hub around Nick's. There was a lot of clubs around Nick's too. There was Dick Doherty's. It was like a half a block away. There was a Connection. It was a half a block away. And I think they opened up another one. I can't remember. But yeah, there was those 3. But Nick's was the place,
What was Nick's like? What was it?
It was just a 2-level kind of a deal where they had like a dance club downstairs and a comedy upstairs. Sometimes they would do comedy on both levels. Like by the time I left, it had completely changed, back in 96, 97. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think 96, 97 is when I left to go to Virginia. And everything just started changing, like all the clubs were closing down. Clubs weren't doing, 7 nights a week anymore. You know what I mean? Because comedy just started to fall off back in the late '90s. So, but we still got our time. I had my own room. I had fucking 3 in my own room, so I made sure I was getting my stage time. That's basically the whole reason why I was doing it.
Yeah.
I don't need to pass at your shitty club. I got my own.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. That's what I did in Savannah when I first moved to Savannah. When I started comedy, I was just like, who's doing the shows? And then I put together a brewery show just because I was like, we could do something bigger. We could, you have to.
Yeah, you got to make your own shit happen, What do they say that? They say that about actors, too. If you want to fucking really make it as an actor, create a fucking movie,
Yeah, and it's just fun, too. If you can make a room, and especially, if you can do, a brewery show, you can give people chances to headline that don't really get that.
Yeah.
You can give people time that don't ever get time. Because there's a lot of people out there that are just starting that, just haven't had an opportunity to do 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard to be funny in 3 minutes.
No, it is, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible, but it constantly, it's so nice to get that set when somebody lets you do 20 minutes and you can fucking kind of spread out and start talking, do a little bit more.
Yeah, and the networking is amazing because it's funny, when I left my wife, when I say she left me.
Do you have an end date on there? Is it
I don't. No expiration on this thing.
Dude, you got to get the ending date.
I'm thinking about doing that.
That would be great. Look at RIP.
This was our first fight.
Yeah.
This is when the police showed up.
When did she pass away? Oh, she didn't. She's just dead to me. Like, she didn't pass away.
She actually isn't even dead to me, brother. I mean, we
know,
still get along. We still, we talk occasionally. But I think the last time I drunk texted her, I said something stupid as fuck. I'm like, I can see myself falling in love with you all over again and marrying you. Hello?
It's even worse when you read it the next day. You're like, God damn it.
Exactly.
I used to get hit all the time when I was drinking. Music would hit me.
Yeah.
Dude, I would hear a song, start thinking. You're like texting somebody lyrics. You're like, oh my God, dude, I was texting somebody Bon Jovi lyrics. Dude,
How can I get you alone? How can I get you alone? Because I'm a creep.
I just texted Ramble On lyrics. I'm going to fucking kill myself. Yeah, I think it's funny. We got this wedding and everybody was going out. It's the rehearsal dinner today, you know.
I just found out who was getting married about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
I just said, my family's in town. Yay! I got to see the twins. Yay!
And it was like, everybody's getting ready. The wedding's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And they're all like, yeah, we're going to take it easy. Take it easy. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. I could see it happening as people were leaving the rehearsal by the text messages that were coming in. I was like, oh, no, dude. If you're hitting a wine bar at 3 o'clock, it's over for you, dude. Well, you just shutting it down. I'm like, Savannah's undefeated since the 1800s as a party city. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get the best of Savannah. I lived here for 5 years and
it definitely has a lot of Boston in it.
Yeah, I was like 2 and 500 with Savannah. Like my parents would come down to visit for dinner, and I'd be like, I gotta keep it together. My parents are coming down. I would like go to get one beer, and I'd be hammered. I'd look down at my phone like, fuck, I gotta meet them in 20 minutes. I'm fucked up, dude.
And I'm staying with a dude who doesn't drink while the sun's up. So I'm on my 15th beer. I've finished a half a bottle of tequila. He starts drinking. By his third beer, as we're talking, I'm like,
wait a minute. So he just has that discipline? He's like, no way. When the sun's up, I'm not fucking
He's 77 years old, dude, you know? So
you got to have some.
And I'm coming up to 60 this year, so
you got to have that, I guess.
No, he's got great discipline.
Does he go in, though? Like, once the sun goes down, does he get after it?
Like a vampire? Reverse vampire?
Upside down while you're drinking?
No, I don't know much about his life, except that he lives alone. He fucking loves it. He's got a garden, a ridiculous garden in his yard, and doesn't get lonely. He's been on his own for fucking ever. The guy used to work in the Congo, dude. What? I mean, he traveled Europe many times, and he worked in the Congo, and he actually saw some horrible shit. He's telling me stories last night. I'm like, I thought I had stories, dude.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, he's talking about life, threatening things on a regular basis in Africa,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. The Congo, like, that's fucking crazy.
I didn't mean to say those people. I mean,
no, you're good. That's a fucking wild place to be working.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to you though, dude. I mean, you got so much on your plate with the twins and whatnot. It was funny because I was watching you and you're having a conversation with your wife and you're yawning at the same time. So, it's funny because we used to do this a lot. And like you're saying, I got, and you guys have learned to understand your yawn language between each other.
Yeah. We have hand signals now too for when the girls are sleeping. We can look at each other and we have like hand signals, like eyes open, eyes closed, like. Yeah, dude. It's like fucking Hurt Locker. You're walking around with a bomb. You have a sleeping baby. You don't want to wake the other one up. You're just like, it's crazy. It's crazy because we're in 9 months, and I guess that's like a sleep regression time.
Yeah.
They're not sleeping at all.
That sucks.
It sucks. It sucks because everybody gives you all this shit like, don't let the baby sleep in your bed. You got to do this. You got to take that. Listen. At 2 a.m, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, put everybody in the bed. I don't give.
Where's the dog? We don't have a dog. Bring the dog anyway.
Everybody in, dude. Let's get everybody in here. Let's all go to sleep. It's night time. Because the sleeping, that's what catches up with you. Is the not sleeping.
Yeah, you get these little fuzzy things around your eyes when you're trying to focus on something,
dude.
And you feel like you're going to fall over at any given moment.
I get it. I get people that shake babies, Like, I get it, dude. 3 a.m.
I didn't shake the baby. I didn't shake the baby.
You're like, dude, the fuck is your problem, bro? Yeah.
Susan just told me that Chrissy, and you probably edit this out. Chrissy called her up. She's like, "I'm gonna fucking throat gag this thing."
Yeah, I'm a fucking
I'm
Casey Anthony.
paraphrasing. I don't know what she said, but Susan's like, "Oh my god, I wouldn't even say that." I'm like, "Well, you gotta kind of let it out." Every now and
Sometimes
then,
you
so
do. It's
you gotta
good.
let
It's
it
good
out.
to let it out.
Yeah.
But it is like, dude, it's tough. Sometimes you got to tag them out. You got to be like, hey, it's a baby. Take a second. Don't cuss our child out.
I was telling her
Don't
because
cuss the baby
this
out.
old fucking bit of what's his name, Louis C.K.'s. He says he's got this little segment called "I know, but maybe." One of them is, "I know there's a nut allergy out there. I know it's horrible, but maybe if we just went like this for about a year, no more nut allergies."
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't
that
that
is horrible.
crazy?
And he's like, "I wouldn't do that," but I mean, that's just
Yeah, they were like, we were talking about it, and this lady was like, yeah, you're supposed to give it to him in the parking lot of the emergency room. I was like, what? Like, that's insane. In
Give 'em
case
what?
if you give them peanuts
Yeah.
to see if they have an allergy.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, that makes sense.
How fucking terrifying is that, though, if they start having a reaction? You're like, Jesus
Dr.
Christ.
Drew said it best, and I'm paraphrasing with him too. He says, as soon as you have a baby, just roll it across the floor. Make sure that's immune to everything in the room before you go any further.
Yeah. Yeah, the beach was tough because the entire time they're just actively trying to kill themselves.
And eat shit, yeah.
Oh, bro. I was
Seaweed
like,
and
my
whatnot,
buddy
yeah.
was like, how was the beach? I was like, if you really want the experience of having children on the beach, let me give it to you. If you don't have children out there, let me break the experience down. Just go ahead and put out your blanket and then just dump sand on top of it. That is what it's like going to the beach with a child.
Cut the chase.
Just
Cut the
every
chase.
fucking
Take the middleman
time.
out of the equation.
Dude, every time I turned around, there was just handfuls of sand, sticks. You're like, where the fuck did you get a stick?
And why
just
is it
like-
in your nose?
Yeah, just a seashell. Just it was crazy. We were having, dude. They would get so much sand in their hands. You just have to take them to the water and just dunk them in the water so that you could wash their hands off. It was crazy. It was insane. I was like, bro, this is, and they're not even running yet, so we still hold their hands. But I'm like, as soon as they start running, I was watching this one couple, and you could tell they were having a good time, having a couple of drinks. And you could just see they started by going down with their kid, and just going. And then it slowly became, you go, And I'm like, oh, here we go. They started as helicopter parents. It ended as that fifth or sixth White Claw. They're like, you got it. You're good. I can see green flags. You're good, dude.
Watch out for the sharp objects.
Yeah. Don't step on any glass bottles.
I've never had any babies, man. How's it doing for you right now? I mean, I know
Just
you're a great
tired.
dad.
I'm tired.
I've seen you at the kid. You're a great
Just-
fucking father.
You're tired. It's weird. It's like you're exhausted beyond belief.
Yeah.
But then there's like these little moments that you're just like, wow, I couldn't imagine not having this, right? It's just, but it is just constant. I know. I was looking at these young kids on the beach. Dude was like kissing some hot young girl, and I just wanted to look at her. I was holding both babies. I wanted to be like, keep fucking her with no condom, dude. This could be you. This could be you tonight.
I thought
like,
you were-
this is the beach day? Oh, I see you boozing. It's over for you, dude. Put the cooler up. It's over. Keep fucking around, dude. Keep fucking
I
around.
thought you were going to go in another direction with that.
No.
As in watching this guy make out with this girl going, I got to watch out for punks like that.
No,
when
I
these
was
girls
like,
get
dude,
older.
I'm looking at him like, just telling you. You think. It only takes one time, dude. And we got 2 for 1. 2 for
Dude,
1.
my brother
special.
tried so hard for a boy, and he had 3 girls in a row. So
Yeah.
he's not going to do it again because he doesn't want 4 girls in his house that are against him. Dude, they call him Queen. They call my brother Jerry Queen. That's what the girls call him. They're horrible people. Anyway, so
Well,
I
they're
said,
beating
Jerry,
that
go.
man up.
I said,
dude.
Jerry,
It's
go.
already girl dadding. He's
Jerry-
doing the best he can. I mean, this poor dude. By the time the whole house is synced up. That's what my buddy said. My buddy's got kids that are almost at that age where he's like, man, I got like 4 years before we all start just syncing up. He's like, I'm going to be in a battlefield. He's got 3 girls.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I told my brother that God's getting back at him because of all those crazy nights in the Philippines.
Oh,
With all the Filipino women. I'm just
I
like,
mean,
God's just like, ha ha. Because when you have a boy, you got to worry about one penis. When you have a girl, you've got to worry about
Yeah,
many penises.
But you also, with boys, are fucking insane. Like the
Yeah.
whole time is like a little boy is just like They're legitimately just terrorists. They're lighting
spazzes.
things on
Yeah,
fire.
I
They're
was
jumping.
one.
I was too.
Yeah.
It's lucky I didn't fucking get paralyzed. I mean, the fact that we were just anything. We saw something. We were like, I'm going to jump off of something onto that. Like trampolines, it's insane. Like I think about stuff that I did as a kid now because I have kids. And I'm like, dude, like my parents, when we would go to the beach, they would just let us go as far as we could with a boogie board. And I'm like, I just don't know if I'm going to be that cool as a parent. You know, I don't know.
Back to helicopter. My brother, shit, I lost my train of thought. It was about.
You're good.
It's about the girls. No, it's like, which is great. I mean, he's such a great father. They all became excellent soccer players because of him.
See, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping soccer because I got a friend whose daughter's doing ballet.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Because that's like all day. And then he called me the other day. He's like, dude, I went to a dance recital, right? He went to one and then he went to the next one. He goes, did you know that they do the same dance?
Getting old, man.
Yeah, he was like, what? They're doing the same routine. Everyone's like, yeah. He's like, oh my fucking God, dude.
Sounds like comedians from the 80s.
You're just like, yeah, you're like, I gotta watch this shit 80 more times. So I'm hoping. I want it softball, soccer. Because that would be cool if they start doing if they start doing soccer, you could take them to the Atlanta United games, go see the highest level.
Who do you think is going to be the comedian? Because you know it's going to happen. One of them is going to be a comic.
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
What do you mean? You wouldn't wish that on them? Really? On either one of them?
No. Hopefully, no. When I'm at open mics, I'm like, this is not.
No,
they don't
it's not normal, dude. Yeah,
they don't need to go down.
For a human to stand in front of 200 to 2,000 people with a microphone in his hand is not normal human behavior.
Hopefully, I'm a good enough father that they won't be.
Did you? I think you did here. Folks, I don't know if he knew this, but when I met Keegan, I had asked right before I met him. I says, "Can I call him Kegel?" No. And he was the only one who didn't laugh about it. So I'm already got a demerit against me. But I said, so you're going to have babies? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to have twins. I said, great. One of them is going to be a fucking hilarious comedian, and the other one's going to be a judgmental douche.
We talk about that all the time.
Funny. You're not funny.
I talk about that all the time. I wonder if they're going to be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what their personality is going to be like. That gets into the nature
you
of
can kind of see it now, though, right? You can see the personality starting to develop a bit.
Yeah, Emma's more bullish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so much like her. Wait a minute, no. Emma is so much like her mother with the cheeky and like bigger
eyes
head
are
and
cool.
the eyes. Yeah. What was I gonna also say about that? I had said I'm gonna nickname your kids Manga and Lloyd, and she goes, "You're not gonna call my kids Manga and Lloyd." So I showed up yesterday and I see the kids. I'm like, Bambinos. That'll be Bam. That'll be Bino. And I still can't tell them apart yet.
Dude, we have to, like, when we take pictures, we have to write on the back a who's who so we can remember. Because you think you're going to remember it, and then you see a picture and you don't.
Yeah.
So we like to ask comedians on here, when we have comedians, what's the worst bomb that you can remember that you've gone through?
Bomb. The worst show that
I was telling Christina, because we saw this place, it reminded me. I showed up to this event, right? And they're like, it's a charity event. We're going to have comedians. I'm like, hell yeah. So I never thought to ask what the charity was for.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm about to go up first, and this guy comes up, no host, right? So he just comes up, and they show a video of, like, kids from domestic violence. And I'm like standing there, and I'm going up first, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, dude.
He goes 20 minutes of my act.
Bro, nobody told me my act that I had brought was a story about my mom slapping my brother in the car.
Oh, my God.
Because my brother told my mom to shut up, and she just beats his ass in the car. So that was my story. And I was like looking around in complete panic. Like, dude, I cannot come out on stage at this domestic violence charity and tell this fucking story. So, and I was like new into comedy, so I'm panicking, dude. Like, I'm like literally, and I'm watching
How
this.
new?
Like,
6 months?
Maybe, yeah. Under a year. And I'm watching, it's like this Sarah McLaughlin's playing. It's like sad kids. And I'm just like, oh no. And then I'm like, maybe he'll say something funny. And then this dude, the video ends, and he just goes, all right, now for some comedy. Your first comedian. I'm like, oh, dude. I went up there.
It's terrified.
I just ate a bag of dicks.
That's
I was
funny.
just standing there like this.
This is similar. I think the worst one, and I'm only saying that because I had to kind of backpedal out of this one particular bit because I didn't even know what it was for, and I didn't even care. I didn't give two shits about it. I think I was the third comic in, which is the ideal spot.
Yeah,
meaning they are all warmed up, they are ready to go. So I started out with. So I love to drink. I specialize in waking up in weird places like behind the wheel, which I'm getting these groans.
Oh no!
And I
gas
just keep
is
going
never
with
good.
I keep going. I just keep going with the fucking drinking and just being a fucking tool. And this was about a fucking this what do you call it? It was about some kid who actually died for drunk driving.
Oh no!
I could not back out of it. They just said we're never having a show again.
No.
I Amado'd up the room. I closed that room down.
Holy shit!
And that used to happen to me down in Florida all the time.
My God, to come out and do
My opening bit, dude.
I drink too much and wake up in random places like behind the wheel at a DUI charity. Oh man!
And another part of the joke was I said I had to stop drinking tequila. I had to stop drinking Jameson Irish whiskey. I kept having an irritating. I kept having a what do you call it? An allergic reaction to it. Waking up with an irritating case of whores.
Oh,
and I'm like, no, they were white trash, but whores is funnier. Dude, a lot of my stuff is drinking, and they knew that when they asked me to come do this thing. They never said you got to watch what you say because of yada yada yada. They just said, "Go get him, Tom," and they hated me. Hated me. Like the girls were appalled. They wanted to scratch my eyes out. I think it was the girlfriend of the dude who died. I don't even know, but they were mad.
Standing up there like, hey, what's this bitch's problem?
She needs a drink.
Yeah.
Get that girl a shot. Get that girl a shot of tequila.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah. So that's the worst. And
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, and
there
are a bunch of other bad
how
ones.
Are you supposed to know?
What's that?
How are you supposed to know?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even care afterwards. I mean, I'm backpedaling out of it with them saying, "Hey, we're not going to do a show here anymore because of you, Amado." I'm like, and
yeah,
like I give a shit.
Yeah, I'm about to go get drunk with this $10 y'all gave me. I'm buying a drink.
We did a lot of great things for Naples, though. That's when I was living in Naples. I had 3 homes and I was there too.
Okay.
So I love to produce shows, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And it's not for the money, dude. I do it for like knowing that I put smiles on people's faces in my neighborhood, you know, and that I got stage time for these guys, you know.
That's cool too. I like giving stage time to people.
And you get a free burrito or 2 tacos and a cocktail, you know.
Dude, that's so funny you said that because when I first started in Savannah, the first place I ever got paid was at a place called Foxy Loxy. And outside they had a courtyard. It was like a house that they renovated into a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And it was the first place that ever paid me. And they would pay you $10 or you could get a 2 Tecate and a taco deal. And everybody would be like, bro, let me get the taco.
Everybody went for the taco.
Yeah, because I went there and I was like, it was a coffee shop. And I was like looking around. Everybody had tacos. And I was like, what the fuck is up with the tacos? He's like, bro, they do tacos at night.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Yeah, I have asked comics to do it, and I just like, you get a free burrito or 2 tacos and a beer. And like, I'll work for burritos. I'll work for burritos.
Especially if you're working out some new stuff.
And the food is fucking great.
Because that's another thing, dude. I haven't been on stage in a year and a half, and I went to Helium. We just got a Helium in Atlanta, so it's kind of like the Pipeline. And then I just got, a year and a half. I hadn't been on stage, so I got up, and it was rough. It was fun, but it was still just like, damn. It's like working out. Yeah. It's like going out and trying to run a mile. You're like, woo.
Yeah, exactly. Working the muscle. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say about fucking Naples? Naples did good things for me, but I got banned. Oh no. You know what I did? I got banned from the A-room because I had my own rooms, and they thought I was competing against them. I'm like, dude, you pay your acts fucking $7,000 to $12,000 a weekend. I can't compete with you. I pay mine tops fucking $500 a night, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Off the Hook Comedy Club banned me from comedy and doing their room. But I used to, whenever the comics would come from up north, the headliners would come up, I'd say, hey, I know that guy, you know? So I did it with Bobby Kelly. I did it with Patrice O'Neill, a few others. I can't remember. Nick DiPaolo. But yeah, I was able to actually be the host as long as it was okay with the headliner. And the owner didn't like it that I knew all these comics. He says, "Oh, you're taking my comics." I'm like, dude, I knew these guys before you even knew they existed. Okay, so calm the fuck down. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell. I said to my wife at the time, I said, "Get me out of this town. I want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I can't work in the A room here anymore. I'm done."
Yeah, I'm done.
So anyway, so I gotta know something about you. Where are you originally from? Right here in Savannah? Or?
No, so I'm from Atlanta, but I lived down here for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved down. It was like I didn't really have much going on. It was like one of those things where I just moved down, and a summer turned into fucking 4 years, 5 years. That's the thing about this town is like you'll go into like places that I used to go, and it's the same people, people working there. You're like, damn.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Back in Weymouth, where I'm from, in Weymouth, there's a lot of that still going on.
Savannah's it's a small town with a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something happening, but
I
it's
couldn't
not
believe how big
there.
it was, dude. It was just grid after grid after grid of something going on.
That's what's crazy too. I was telling your sister, I was like, bro, Savannah. So the whole thing with Savannah is the reason that there's so much history down here is because when Sherman was burning, his drunk asshole was walking through the South, burning everything down. He stopped. They got to Savannah and they stopped because they were like, fuck, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so they gave it as a present to Abraham Lincoln. They were like, yo, here's Savannah. So when he showed up, they're like, this is yours. We didn't burn it. That's why there's so much history.
That's cool.
And when the dude showed up, you got to think these guys showed up to Savannah and they put one of the first things they did was they built a cathedral, and then when they mapped out the city, they did it in a grid, and there was like 22 squares. So every time that they had like an intersection of streets, they just built a park. That was like their fucking.
I noticed that. Hell of a lot of parks.
Isn't that crazy that in the 1800s, some guy was like, let's just make it pretty.
But I mean, back in
It
those
saved its
days,
ass.
wouldn't that actually be like creating places that, like, a guy like Jack the Ripper had a place to go rape somebody?
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's funny that you mentioned that.
I don't condone the action. I have to laugh about it.
They have giant trees, and they were fucking hanging people. And there's one particular square that my buddy did a haunted tour, and it has no Spanish moss, and they say that's where they staged a lot of the executions.
So that moss won't grow on it?
Fuck no. Wow. And it's creepy, dude.
That
Before my buddy told me that story, you'd walk through that square and you're like, dude.
Dude, I saw the weirdest trees back here. They got vines growing straight up them, man. It looks like something out of a horror movie. Like the vines are just going to come free like Poltergeist and just wrap around your fucking neck a few times.
Like Evil Dead where it wraps that girl up. Man, I was out there today. They had my buddy's getting married. My cousin's getting married underneath this tree, and it's like a 400-year-old oak tree.
Yeah.
And nobody else was really taking it in. I was like the only one just staying. I couldn't listen to the lady. She was like, hey, eyes here. I was like, shut up.
This is a big tree.
No, I was that guy. I'm just like, oh, my God.
Smoked a fatty beforehand.
Oh, for sure.
That's a
I know.
tree,
I was like,
man.
my buddy was like, quit hitting your pen. I was like, yo, this lady's not a police officer. She's a fucking wedding planner. Like, shut up. She kept telling me, she's like, we're going to do it again. We're like, we get it. Like, we line up. We understand lines.
Yeah.
I understand what a line is.
Yeah, well, people fuck up because they don't always pay attention. So I get it where she's coming
You want to
from.
hear this? So we had these bolo ties, right? That's what we're wearing tomorrow. We're wearing bolo ties.
Oh, yeah,
for the
okay,
wedding.
yeah.
So my cousin got them. Special made, engraved, whole thing. Gives them out to all the groomsmen. He's like, listen, whatever you do not forget your bolo ties. Dude, he sent us 9 text messages just all week. Hey, I'm having fucking dreams that somebody forgets their bolo tie. I want to make sure everybody knows bolo ties. Put them in.
I gotta Google this thing.
It's what cowboys wear. It's the thing that cowboys wear. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a handkerchief kind of a deal?
It's the little thing that has the medallion and the 2 strings that hang down. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
That's the
Okay,
bolo tie.
all right,
So
yeah. Like in the Cub Scouts, I had one. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly, right? So he's like, hey, make sure you bring your bolo ties. Dude, we all wake up today, and the best man's in the group chat, and he's like, hey, has anybody not left Savannah yet? And I was like, you're shitting me. I left my bolo tie. I was like, dude, he's talking about getting it overnighted. He's just sending his address, talking about I'll give somebody $50 to go over there.
I'm in big trouble.
I was like, dude, that is, as the best man, you could not fuck up any harder.
Yes.
That's bad. That's fucking bad. That's like where I was like, I had to put my phone away. I was like, that's stressing me out, dude. That's fucking crazy. And I was giving him shit, and I thought the episode came out this morning, so I felt bad because I kind of went in on him about he went to go get his measurements for his suit and just gave him measurements for another wedding. I was like, dude, what? And then of course his jacket was wrong. I was like, dude, you're 0 for 2.
Wow.
And I was trying to gauge it because I wanted to be like, hey, don't forget where to stand, you know? But then everybody, like I said it, and nobody heard it. And the dude standing next to me was like, just like shook his head like, dude, he's having a rough morning. Like,
Was there a bachelor party? I'm kind of curious.
they did a bachelorette where everybody just went and got fucked up at a cabin.
Yeah,
I didn't
no
go.
strippers and shit. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he
That
wanted to
childish
have
stuff.
little people stripper.
And a mule. Where the fuck's
what
the
is this,
donkey?
wolf?
I ordered the donkey, goddammit.
I said, what is this fucking Wolf of Wall Street, dude? Chill. And they're like, can you go? And I'm like, guys, dude, like, I have babies at home. I can't just disappear for a night and be fucking hanging out with you guys. It's just like, sorry, Christina, you got it for a night. I'm going to go get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, at a bachelorette party.
And I'll be hungover for 48 hours after
Oh,
that, too.
my God. No doubt, man. And hungover with babies. Get the fuck out of here because they don't care. They're
No,
up.
exactly.
They're up at 6 in the morning.
Like, come on, Pop, let's do
And
this.
it's crazy, dude. They get up like the Undertaker. They just sit up straight up. You're like, oh my God.
Like they're possessed.
Yeah, dude. Like I'll be laying in bed like asleep and I just feel her next to me just like, no.
Glaring at you with her big blue creepy eyes.
Oh, the creepiest is on the monitor.
Yeah.
It's when they wake up and they just stare at you on the monitor.
And their eyes are all lit
Oh,
up.
yeah. They're all glowing. You like look over and go, ugh. Chrissy, she's awake. Go get that child, that demon spawn.
Get that possessed baby back
Yeah.
to bed. Oh, shit. So my brother made me his best man, and one of his best friends was so fucking mad that he made me his best man.
Oh, no.
Oh, he was butthurt. He was so upset. Yeah, he was just being a bitch the entire time. You know, I rented a bus. I got it all together. We had a good time. Went to the strip joint. So we get to the strip joint, and they're buying me dances. I'm buying dances for Jerry. That's right. My name is Tom, and my mother named him Jerry.
No, y'all are Tom and Jerry. I didn't know that.
She tells me she didn't do any drugs in the 60s when she named us.
Bullshit, dude.
She's fucking sitting in front of the TV Saturday afternoon doing bong hits, naming kids. Bam, bam.
For sure, dude. Hitting a little honey bear bong like the Tom and Jerry.
So anyway,
They'll
somebody
chase
buys
each
somebody buys me a dance with this redhead, and I couldn't get away from her. Like every time
Oh,
someone
no.
says, hey, you want to get another lap dance? I'm like, yeah, her. Every time it was her. So every time, and this girl was uncomfortable with me after a while.
Right.
She's just like, you have an addiction. I said, I got a weakness for redheads, lady. I got a
have
weakness.
an affliction, and the only cure.
So when I go
is
back home
more
and I tell
redhead.
my wife, I said, I can't believe what this bitch said to me. She's like, what? She goes, all right, I'll see you at the divorce party.
Oh my God. Have you been?
Wait a second. No, that was my wedding. That was my wedding. That's right, because they kept buying me
The
dances.
premonition.
Why did I get that mixed up with my brother's wedding?
That's
I think it's
so
because we
funny.
did the same shit.
I was about to say you
Yeah.
probably did the same shit.
Yeah, we did do the same shit.
Dude, have you
oh
ever
no,
been-
we did a fucking, what do you call it? Paintball for the bachelorette party, for the bachelor party. Like it was just me and my brother. He couldn't have a paintball gun. I had to protect him, and there was 12 guys that had hunted
You
us
did the
down.
president? Yeah. That's a
is that what
game.
that's
They do
called?
The, yeah,
Yeah.
they do the president.
Yeah,
and then I
dude.
played it where you
Got
have
my
to
ass
protect the president, and if
Yeah.
you shoot somebody, they have to come to your side.
Oh, I didn't know
And so
that.
then you take the best player. That's
Yeah.
usually what they do is they take whoever is the best and they're like, yo.
They didn't tell me that rule.
Yeah. I played it both ways, but that's a fun way to play paintball. I
Yeah.
used to love fucking paintball. Man.
Yeah, I didn't like. I said, Jerry, you're a dead man. You know that, right? There's no way I can protect you
You're like,
against these fucking
I'm
animals.
literally gonna run away
These
from
guys show up in like fucking fatigues,
Tactical
like
kit.
they've been doing this stuff for 20 years. You know, guys
Yeah.
got a helmet, a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
You know?
When we were 16, one time we were just stoned kids, and I remember we're at the paintball place and we're like getting ready, and we're sitting there and we're just laughing. Everybody's high as shit. My buddy, I remember, was like, "Dude, my mask is fogging up." Like, I'm looking at our team. I'm like, "We are ragtag, dude." And I look across the way, and it is no bullshit, fucking police officers and like a SWAT team. We're 16. These dudes are 35.
Oh, Jesus.
And they are talking to each other in hand signals. And when they said go, it was like, dude, they started tactically going. And I was like, we're fucked.
We're dead.
Dude, we are so fucked. It was the fastest game. They're like, that is the fastest. They let us play twice. Because they were like, that's crazy that you're all shot.
We're not gonna charge any more money. We feel bad for you losers.
All right, dude, we're going to start over. We're going to give y'all some of these cops. No, you were talking about a divorce party. I went to one. Have you ever been to one?
I didn't even know they existed.
Bro, so I went to this girl's divorce party, and it was so much fun. But the best part of the divorce party was she got out her wedding dress, and they put it on this like thing out in the yard, and then everybody got water balloons that had dye in them, and then we went and we threw like paint on her wedding dress, and then she put it on for the rest of the party and had this like tie-dye divorce. It was fucking incredible. It was better than her wedding. Like, we went to her wedding, and everybody was like, I fucking hate this dude. And then when she got divorced, it was like, yes. I was like, this is great. Well, and she got money in it, too, so she didn't care. She paid a little money.
My ex, she had such a fantastic sense of humor. We're still friends.
Yeah.
We got married in Kauai.
Okay.
No, we got married in we got married in Kauai, and then I guess we did the Oahu thing for a week. It was all a fog. So she says,
Jesus, a Hawaii wedding?
Yeah, it was a destination. And you know what's fucked up? We got vouchers for everybody, right? I basically paid for fucking everything, right? It's like fucking 10 grand or whatever.
What
I did is we put all these vouchers together, right? And it was only $750 round trip for everyone coming out of New York or wherever, Boston or wherever, because, Virginia. To Hawaii and back. And then while we were in Hawaii, the company that honors the vouchers went out of business.
What?
So we said, we're fucked. We're all stuck in Hawaii. And they said, no, your grandfathered in. Those are good until this particular date, which was only about a week and a half later than when we were going back.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
No, but here's a fucking break.
That's still crazy. Like the company
greatest part about this wedding was the greatest part of this wedding is we're in this fucking really plush hotel having dinner. We didn't stay there. We just had the dinner here, and we had a couple of houses in the fucking jungle. As we're all eating, I look up and I see this dude who's completely naked standing in the window on like the 10th floor, right? And they have opaque switches. Opaque. You hit the switch and it fucking fogs out the window. Well, he must have had a defective one, and he thought that he'd still be able to see out the window and nobody could see him, but he's there and his dangling's kind of hanging, and then we see a hand come up, so he's not alone.
Oh, no.
And then he stands up, and it's two dudes. They stop making out,
Oh, no.
That's the best part about it. I go like this to the guy, the maitre d', whatever the fuck you want to call him. I go, excuse me. He goes, oh, dear God, I'll take care of this. I'm like, I'm sure you will. And my wife goes, hold on. Here's a couple of pieces of wedding cake. Tell him thanks for the entertainment.
Oh, that's...
My wife was hilarious, dude.
They're like, wait, what? Yeah, that's
he
bad.
sent them 2 slices of wedding cake as a thank you.
Dude, we had a wedding at our job at the brewery, and one of the girls says she went to go clean up. It was a primarily gay wedding.
Yeah.
And I guess she had to clean up jizz off the urinal because the boys were in there playing.
getting the best of the situation.
Dude, let me tell you, this place is fucking nice, and these weddings are expensive. I was like, that might be the fanciest hand job that anybody has ever gotten. Both obviously in a suit, firing off in a urinal, no mess. I mean, these are trained professionals, dude.
My buddy said,
I was like, whoa. Because if you're wearing an all-black suit, I mean, you're playing with fire, dude. It's nothing. I don't care if you are gay. You can't come back with a cum stain on the front of your fucking pants.
And blame it on something else.
Yeah, like you come back 20 minutes later, everybody's like, yo, dude, what the fuck?
I had a sandwich with mayonnaise on it. What's your problem?
Hey, I didn't know there was going to be black lights at the party. I was ill prepared.
I was looking for an apartment because I had just broke up with my wife, and I whatever. And she says, "Yeah, I got a friend of mine, and he needs a roommate. Find out he's a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. And he used to actually have clients at the house. There was a nice little bedroom off to the side. He had a bedroom across over there. We had a patio. It's a fucking beautiful setup. And they said." We're not sure, but we think he's gay. And I'm just like, what do you mean you're not sure? I'm like, you'll know when you see him. Like, he's got a girlfriend, but you'll know when you see him. So I go there, and I'm checking out the, making sure the HVAC works, making sure, and I grab the fucking cover off the HVAC, and I just pick it up, makes a lot of noise, and he gets startled. He goes, oh, so this is happening. So I get and he puts himself in an Indian style like this, and he starts watching me work. You know what I mean? It's like, this guy couldn't be gayer. So anyway, I'm really, really fucking drunk one night, and I'm sleeping with my woman, and we get done having sex, and she goes, hey, didn't you tell me you think your roommate's gay? I said, yeah. She goes, can I go find out? I said, where's my phone? Let's go get him. So I follow her into his bedroom, and I got the light on the recording, and he goes, "What the hell's going on here?" And I go, "Go get him, girl." So she jumps into bed with him, right? Yeah. And I'm standing there recording. She's like, "Get the fuck out of here." So I go away. I come back 10 minutes later, and I open the door with a little knock, and she goes like this, "Come here." And I was like, we're about to have a threesome with her, you know? And he goes like this, no, I got to live with this guy, all right? This ain't going to fucking happen. It's not going to happen. I said, whatever. So I leave her in there for about a half hour. She comes back. I said, so does he have a bigger dick than me? She goes, oh, yeah, he fucked me good. I'm like, good for you. Next morning I wake up. I'm like, does he really have a bigger dick than me? She goes, I didn't fuck him. I was just fucking with you, dude. I go, I knew he was gay. I fucking knew he was gay. So it gets better. Pandemic, he's trying to throw me out of the apartment. Oh, no. Because he had his spleen removed. Now he doesn't have the defense mechanisms that everybody else does.
Oh. I bet New York was tough during the pandemic.
Oh, it was.
You're just
it was very
right
tough.
Around
he was
everybody.
pissed, but I was a what do you call it? Essential worker, HVAC service.
Okay.
So I'm coming home every day from pandemic world, coming into the apartment and going directly into my bedroom. Everything's fine. He's like, no, dude, I can't have you coming in and out of this apartment.
He just had the surgery.
I didn't have a lease either. So he's just like, you just got to go. I'm like, where am I going to go? He goes, I don't know, but you got to go. And I said, listen, why don't we just do this? And he goes, all right, I'll buy you a hot plate, and I'll buy you a little fridge, and you just stay the fuck in that room, and don't ever leave that room unless you come out here with a mask and hand sanitizer all the time. Very fucking awful. So anyway, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. So I don't go to Home Depot where he's already ordered this stuff for me to pick up on a Sunday. I'm just like, fuck you, dude. I'll get it when I get it, you know? And then he's fucking furious at me, and he starts yelling and screaming, you got to get the fuck out of this place. And I'm just like, dude, I could stay here another 6 months and not give you a dime in rent, and you can't do jack shit about it. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's
loses it, punches me in the face. Right?
What?
I land between the fucking tub and the shower. I'm sorry, the fucking toilet and the shower with a glass door that falls off and hits me in the head. And I'm like this. I grab my phone and I go, 911. What's your emergency? I'm like, my roommate's a lunatic. It's like, what's wrong? No, what's your name? And I tell my name. What's your roommate's name? And he's in the back room, and I'll just call him fucking. My name is Alex Rosenscoot. Yeah. And I live at Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn. Like, he's proud that he just punched me in the face. You know what I mean? So I'm furious at this point. So I forget that I called the cops. I fucking slam my door and put the phone down, and I hear boom, 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 boom. 20 minutes later, I'm like, fucking what? He goes, NYPD. Oh, shit, I forgot I called you guys. They opened the door, and I said, I just want to know my rights. All right? And I said, and then tell the situation. The girl cop looks at the guy cop, and fucking Adam, or whatever the fuck his name was, and says, so how long has he been living here? And I said, I've been here longer than a year. And she goes, I wasn't talking to you. And I said, oh, this is going to go south. Yeah,
this is not great.
So then he goes, he's an alcoholic. He bounced 3 checks, and he threw a naked woman into my bed at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You're like, hey.
The cops, I go, only 2 of those things are true. I've never bounced a check in my life. The cops go.
I've never written a bad check in my fucking life, dude. This guy is a fibber.
So anyway, I end up having him leave, and I told him, dude, I want $3,000. And he's, after the cops leave, and they said, the cops said, listen, you guys getting any more shenanigans, you're both going to jail. I'm like, all right, whatever.
They're like, this is a lover's quarrel.
Yeah, actually domestic. So he slips a $500 check under my door, right? And I look at it and say, this doesn't even graze the surface, buddy, you know?
Yeah.
Throw it in my wallet.
You're like, I need to see that script pad. Write myself a script.
He said, what do you need? I said, you write me a check for $3,000 right now. I'll get out of your hair for good. He goes, what the fuck do you need $3,000 for? I said, I got to hire a fucking, whatever. I got to get storage. I got to hire movers. I got to live in a hotel.
God, moving in
security
New York.
deposit. It was a whole total nightmare. This is pandemic horrific story of mine, right? So I said to him, that's what I need. And he goes, we did all the math. Comes out to $2,800. Right? So he gives me 2 portions of it. I'm sitting living in this hotel room after I get all the money from him. I go, my wallet. I'm like, I got a $500 check. I completely forgot I had this check. Nice. So I go, do I call him and ask him if the check's still good?
Fuck no.
Or do I just say, fuck this asshole?
No.
So I cash it. And the mediator, because I wouldn't talk to him anymore, the girl calls me up. She's just like, let me ask you something. Did you cash a check? I said, yep. She goes, I thought you guys agreed on $2,800. I'm like, Yep. And I also agreed to him. I told him, I said, that's going to be the most expensive punch you ever fucking threw in your life.
I mean, he did punch me in the face. I forgot about that.
And the worst part about that, or should I, the best part about that is he was bring clients to the house,
Which is weird.
which is illegal.
Oh,
He would
is
have
it?
lost his license if I dimed on him.
Oh,
And I didn't dime on him.
nice.
I just went for the wallet. I didn't want to go for his career. I just went for the wallet.
Yeah.
You know?
You did him a favor.
I think so, too. Listen, I'm not a vindictive person, but you fuck me, I'm going to fuck you harder.
Dude, a bad living situation sucks. Like, bad roommates is fucking terrible.
This is the only bad roommate situation I
Are
really
you
have.
with roommates now, or
No,
are
no,
you
I
solo?
live alone, yeah.
What? You're solo in Brooklyn? How is it?
Fucking love it, dude. It's great when you just put something down and it's exactly where you left it.
Yeah, but that also, I don't know what that's like, dude. Since me and Christina have been together, we've lived together. We started our relationship living together.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst case scenario, she looked at me the other day, and we have a mechanical toothbrush, right?
Yeah.
But we have two different heads. Mine's always on the left, right? She walks in today, and she's like, "Did you change the toothbrush?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because I changed. Mine was on the left." She's like, "Dude, I haven't used it today." I was like, "Oh no." How long have we been using the same fucking toothbrush?
And you
Dude,
got
that
cooties.
crushed me.
You got cooties.
And that's somebody that I've lived with for a long time, but it made my stomach turn to be like, oh, fuck.
Are you a germophobic?
That's pushing it, dude. Using the same toothbrush, and it's like a fucking mechanical toothbrush, so it's really getting in there. I'm like,
Dude.
bro, I don't need your fucking plaque in my mouth. There's
Tell
just
me you've
lines.
never had your tongue in her ass, okay? So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's like, they're just not knowing now. It's like, dude, we got to throw the whole thing away. Start fucking over. We got to throw the whole fucking thing
Are you
away.
insane, dude?
Get out of here. We throw the whole fucking thing away.
Yeah, definitely contaminated. Yeah,
It
definitely
was
contaminated.
I mean,
ow.
she looked at me like I was insane the other day because I changed the diaper with gloves on. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm wearing gloves. It's a shitty diaper." She's like, "What?" She's like, "Where did you get gloves?" I'm like, "Well, we have gloves in the kitchen, bro." This diaper was the shittiest diaper, and my hand got covered. I was like, "You see this? Do you see this?" I was like, "This
doesn't
would've been-
come out.
No,
The
it would have
stink
been
doesn't
all
come out.
over. It would have been
Yeah.
all over me."
Yeah.
Not only is it the worst stink, it's embarrassing. Like when you're out somewhere and they shit their pants, you're just like, oh my God. I always will act like I don't smell it. She's like, she has a shitty diaper. I'm like, no way.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, you touched her last, dude. That's on you. That's on you.
You're it.
Yeah, I gave her to you. That's your territory. She just shit.
Great, dude.
I mean,
The joys of father and motherhood and domestication.
yeah, I was having a thing too where I was on the beach and I was getting weirded out where like she wouldn't keep her hat on, and then I would walk by people and I'd be like, these people probably think I'm a bad dad because this baby's just getting sunburned. I just kept being like, oh no, I'm not doing any of this right. I was like holding her in the ocean like, is this how you do it?
Your
You
own
know?
worst enemy.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm all in my head. Like one lady walked by, baby had a hat on, fucking sun shirt.
Lathered up in white shit.
Looked like a ghost walked by me. I'm out there. Emma's got nothing on, just fucking diaper. I'm just dunking her in the ocean.
She's squinting.
I was like, dude, am I doing it wrong? Like, and then that lady walked by me and literally washed her baby's shitty ass in the ocean. And I'm like, oh, there are no rules. Everybody's just fucking weird. The lady that walked by me, I'm like, this lady is mother of the year. Legitimately, 20 minutes later, walked with a shitty diaper, took the diaper off, and just dunked his ass in the ocean next to people. I was like, what
I
is
love that woman.
I was like, what is happening, dude? You
That's
can't
so
like
great.
bidet your baby in the ocean. That's insane. I was like, that's a lady that just is too comfortable. She probably
Yeah.
has 6 kids.
Yeah.
She's
exactly.
walking around. She don't give a fuck.
Fucking judge me.
Yeah, I was like, this lady. I want to be that unbothered. Like I am.
Oh, it'll happen.
I'm not yet. Like if they start
it'll
crying, I immediately like get up. I'm
Yeah.
very. Another thing that's weird about going to the beach with your children is you forget like, oh, I'm the dad. So like I default everything. They like just pull out an umbrella. They're like, all right, Dad. Put that in the ground. You're like, what the fuck? And it's just like everything. You're like, God damn it, everything. I realized why dads were so fucking pissed all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Or missing.
Dude, right? We talked about this before in the podcast. I'm like, bro, that was like a literal time where you could just go a town away and just disappear. Like the pool, like every fucking bad night, you'd just be sitting at your house like, I could just be gone, dude. The internet doesn't exist. Like y'all could just never see me again. That could be your reality. I mean, like Boy Named Sue. It's like, what, dude? You didn't help me. Don't fucking give me that fucking mental gymnastics.
I didn't have a dad around, dude. My fucking mother was 100% Sicilian, and the bit that I wrote about it says, and my dad is missing. Well, he's actually dead, but missing's funnier.
He was Italian?
My mother was 100% Sicilian. My father, Irish Filipino.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you do realize you got Irish Filipino children.
Oh,
over
I
there.
know.
That look like they're straight out of
Dude,
Switzerland.
let me tell you. I saw my family, my mom's side of the family, at the rehearsal today, and it's like I forget that's in them. You know? And then I watch my aunts. I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's in there. That's deep in there.
Yeah. So what's your nationality?
Fucking we're
everything.
Texas trash.
Yeah.
My dad's side
English,
Texas
French,
trash.
Dutch, all
I
that.
don't-
Yeah.
I don't know.
German.
My grandfather used to say Native American. I just think he was bored when we would do like stuff in school. He's like, I'm gonna tell them they're Indian.
From the Fakawi tribe. Where the fuck are we?
I mean, dude, that was really before like Google. You could truly get away with that. There was no 23andMe. Yeah. How many people got lied to by their grandparents? They're like, you're
dude,
fucking Norwegian. You're 100% Irish. You're like, dude, we're Jews. I got the 23andMe back. Like, I hate to blow your mind, Pop. Sit down for this one.
My father was so full of shit. My mother's like, don't believe a word that comes out of that guy's mouth. He's like, yeah, John, we were American Indian. I'm like, what do you mean we're?
Yeah. I think that means.
He's like, because he used to hang out with Indians, you know, like fucking,
man.
Jim Morrison did back in the, back in the 60s.
Hey,
and 70s,
just because you ate ass in the desert doesn't
peyote
make.
buttons doesn't make you fucking.
That is my big hang up with like my mom's generation. It's like, dude, y'all ate acid in a mud puddle. Like, will you fucking stop? What the fucking, we didn't change anything. The CIA butt fucked us, all right? Like, and they're still continuing to kill us. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, the craziest thing was I told you we had that clip go viral, and what is wild is we got a buddy that's like really into conspiracies, and he was like, you know, that dude was in the army. I was like, yeah. And then we Googled him, and he was in the psychological operations. That was his department, propaganda. So before we put the clip out, our buddy was like, who's a conspiracy theorist, like Boomhauer was like, well, yeah, don't be surprised if that clip blows up. I was like, dude, shut up. He's like, I'm just saying, psychological operations. It might be a psyop. When it hit 20,000, I remember calling my co-host, and I was like, dude.
Nailed it.
And now it's almost 500,000, and I'm like, are we getting psyoped?
Do you know something I don't know, brother?
What a waste of time that would be. It's just like, dude, these guys cannot get it together. You're like, God damn. They spent $20 billion and all they got was us.
And this stupid T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys are having a good time with.
We're trying.
With everything
We're
you're
trying.
working
Yeah.
on, you
We're
know?
doing it, man.
Yeah.
You got anything to plug?
Getting known.
You got anything going on? I think we did
Just
an hour.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just my. I don't even know where my flyers went, but yeah, just my show. I got a show. I got a monthly show at a place called I almost got in trouble for that. It's called Brooklyn Borough, spelled BKLYN Borough. It's a Mexican joint. Best mission fucking food you ever eaten, dude.
That's
it's
awesome.
so good, and I get to eat it for relatively free. Yeah, we do a show, no cover. It's just a 2-item minimum. Get yourself a taco and a soda, and we'll be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I can't wait when the girls are older and we can start traveling and take them up to New York.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good tour guide. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun too, because that's a thing. It's like when you go somewhere and you get that experience as somebody who lives there, it's a totally different
Mine's
thing.
just gonna be hopping bars. That's all.
Yeah.
Get out of me.
That's all I
And
need to
pool
see.
rooms. and comedy rooms.
That's all I need to see. It's like when you go to a city and visit a friend and they like take you to a museum. You're like, dude, who do you think I am?
No, I got a better place.
I'm on mushrooms.
Let's go to Freddy's. I ate my dick behind this microphone about a year and a half ago.
I ate a bag of dicks and almost killed myself in this room. It's my favorite room.
What made you want to do stand-up in the first place? I'm kind of curious.
Man, I had a buddy that was like, I was just really into storytelling. I was always talking shit. I was a door guy at a bar. So I was always outside talking to my buddy. Was like, you have to come try this open mic. And then when I did it, I had done music for like 7 years. Yeah. So I was very comfortable in talking on a microphone.
Yeah.
And then once I did it, it was just that sudden, like I was one of those people that there was a room down here in Savannah called Chuck's, and it was a little gay bar. On Tuesday nights, they did comedy, and it was on River Street, kind of tucked away. And it was like, dude, it would be fucking packed. Like, shoulder to shoulder, fucking packed.
Like attentive packed or
attentive
crazy
packed
people
there to watch the show.
Nice.
And I didn't realize until we got away from that and I moved back to Atlanta and I started doing other shows what a special place that was. But it was like I showed up and it would just be hot, dude. You would go like 8th or 9th and it would just be comic after comic just murdering.
Do you guys have a host or you guys tag team?
They switch hosts. They let people host because it was a big thing. They wanted everybody to learn how to host. So
like that's cool.
It was like a place
cool.
that, man. And so when I first did it, the first time I did comedy, it was like I killed, and then it was like from then you just, man, that feeling you're chasing that dragon constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantly,
and you're only as good as your last set,
dude. That's why I ate dick right before when Christina first had the babies, and I was like, I can't do comedy anymore. I went, ate dick. I thought about that set for a year and a half.
Eesh.
You know, I didn't do it again, and I was just like, dude.
No, that's just torture.
And then I got up on stage this last part. I didn't bomb too bad, but it wasn't great. And it was the host was Sean Weiss, the dude from Mighty Ducks, the child actor.
All right.
I was bombing so bad, I thought about just starting the quack, quack, quack. And in my mind, I was like, dude, if I start that and it doesn't hit, this guy is going to fucking hate me, dude. So I just tried to do a cocaine joke and get out of there because I was like, this guy obviously did drugs. He's a failed child actor. And I did my cocaine joke. And then he got on stage. He goes, out of all the drugs I did, never did coke. I was like, fuck. I was trying to fucking connect. I'm up here dying. It's my childhood hero, dude. I loved Goldie, bro. Mighty Ducks. I went to Disney World. I stayed in the Mighty Ducks suite. It's my fucking thing. Dude, the Flying V, I loved that shit. But yeah, hopefully he'll come on the podcast eventually.
I tell everybody who asks me, everyone on this planet is capable of doing stand-up comedy once. All right. Now, it depends on if you have, whether you eat it or you do fantastically. It depends on how you react and whether or not you want to do it again. But if you can say, I want to do it again in a certain way, like if you eat it and you go home and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I want to do that again. Yeah. You got the sickness.
Dude,
you know?
it is a sickness. But it's so fun, and it's fun to put it together, and it's, I mean, I think the hardest thing for me is going to be just to do the new stuff and talk about the girls and just figure that out.
There's a lot of that, dude. So it's going to hit. It's definitely going to hit, because how can it not? It's very relatable, you know?
I know. I told a joke when we first had the girls, and we learned that we were having twins. They kept showing us the ultrasounds, and they were showing A and B. Well, nobody told us we were having twins. So I was in there, and I'm like, stoned. I'm like,
is there two heads there?
I'm like, can I interject? Like, he's like, what? And I'm like, you keep saying A and B. Is that like angle A and angle B? And she's like, no, you're having 2 kids. You're having twins. Has no one told you that? And I freaked. I didn't like know what to say. So my default was to go to like a joke. I'm like, like twins. Is that because we came at the same time? And like no one laughed. I was like, damn, dude, I'm bombing in the fucking ultrasound. It's like, Jesus. Like, he looked at me like, no, you did not just say that. Like,
dude, it's my favorite place in a professional atmosphere like that. I showed up for a colonoscopy about 6 years ago. As soon as I got there, I said, I'm here for my photo shoot. And the fucking woman, who's seating me down goes to leave, and the doctor comes in. She goes, oh, we got a funny one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We got she didn't laugh at all.
I'm going to go in there and talk with my ass like Ace Ventura.
Hurry up and put that thing inside me.
If they ask for my insurance, I'm going to talk with my ass cheeks. Be like Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Dude, this was fun, man. Thank you very much
man,
for
thank
having
you
me.
for
This was a
coming on.
really, really good time.